Heavenly Father, we beseech your divine guidance in this meeting. Keep us ever mindful of our obligation. Grant us, dear Lord, wisdom, tolerance, and courage that we may well serve our county and fulfill our trust. Amen. Steve has an excused absence, so it's just us today.
And I move that we approve the July 11th minutes.
Second? Discussion? Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Okay, does anybody have any public comment on any pending resolutions? Okay, if not, we will move on to resolutions. County engineer, and we have Dan here.
Morning.
Morning.
All right, I have I've got two things for you to consider today.
Got it.
The first is approving a purchase agreement between the Medina County Park District and the Board of County Commissioners for easements along Lake Road. And the second is granting a variance to the engineering code for subdivision development of a common drive on Sharon Copley Road.
I move to approve the two resolutions.
Second, any discussion?
The Sharon Copley variance, that's the one that Andy was here last week and
That's
showed
correct.
us the maps. That's what I thought. Okay. And that's already been reviewed by Sharon Township and the Safety Services.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Dan.
Thanks, Dan.
Next up, we have Jeremy Cinco, sanitary engineer.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
One resolution for consideration today, and that's amending a legal service agreement with Albers and Albers to review and rewrite the sanitary engineer's rules and regulations.
I move to approve.
Second, discussion? Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeremy. Next up, we have Denise Testa from Planning Services.
Good morning.
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 I have two resolutions for your consideration today. One is authorizing Kleinfelder to submit an application for a lead abatement program for our CHIP program, also known as LAP. The second is authorizing our president of the board to execute a contract for administrative services for them to submit the LAP application.
Move to approve the two resolutions.
Second, any discussion? Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Denise.
Have a good day.
Next up, we have Steven Sikora from Job and Family Services.
Morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
Today I just have one resolution. It's authorizing a memorandum of understanding between Job and Family Services and the Catholic Charities Diocese of Cleveland.
Move to approve.
Second, any discussion? Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you so much,
Commissioner.
Steven.
Appreciate it.
Next up, we have Holly Mirren, Human Resources.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have two resolutions on our approving our personnel changes. It's our first resolution. We have 5 rate increases, 3 in sanitary, 2 at Job and Family Services, 2 transfers between agencies, 1 from records retention and 1 from maintenance, 3 suspensions, 1 in maintenance, 2 in transit, and 1 appointment canceled and building. Second resolution is amending the table of organization for the commissioners.
Move to approve both resolutions.
Second, any discussion? Roll?
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly. Next up, we have Chris Jacob, our County Administrator.
Good morning.
Good morning.
First resolution this morning amends the appropriation measure by increasing appropriation levels for the sanitary engineer and the community corrections probation grant program. Next resolution also amends the appropriation resolution. This one is for transfer of appropriations between various line items for Common Police Court, the county garage, unemployment, real estate assessment fund, and the ARPA fund. Next resolution performs expenditure adjustments for the Adult Probation Department, Stormwater Division of the Highway Engineer, Office for Older Adults, Courthouse Construction Project, and the Prosecutor's 4D budget. Next resolution authorizes county auditor to transfer funds from various county department accounts to the Medina County Vehicle Maintenance Revenue line item. This is for services rendered during the second quarter of 2023. Next resolution approves a memo of understanding for the Medina County Adam Board participation in the Office for Older Adults programming. This is for behavioral health resources for senior participants. It's a July through June fiscal year, and the amount of the contract, or MOU, is $10,400. Next resolution approves an agreement for service coordinator services between Medina County Family First Council Early Intervention Program and the Medina County Health Department. This is for health and developmental services for Family First Council's Early Intervention Program, and the amount of the agreement is for $87,000, also July 1 fiscal year. Next resolution, again, Family First Council. This is for service coordination between Family First Early Intervention Program and the Board of DD. The value of this contract, $55,000, and it is again for the July 1 fiscal year. Next resolution allows expenses of county officials for the Commissioner's Office, Juvenile Court, Common Police Court, and Veteran Services. And the final resolution this morning for finance is approval of the weekly bills. This week's total, $1,792,958.26.
Move to approve the 9 resolutions.
Second. Any discussion? Roll.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Okay, we have department updates. First up is Richard Nelson, our Chief Building Official.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Comparing commercial work in the county to last June, the overall value of commercial of overall construction's quite a bit down. A lot down's 27% down, from 209 million last June to 151 million this June. So that brings a lot of our stuff down. On a high note, the new home values spiked up to 537,000 due to several new large homes here in
It's a
June.
huge spike.
It is a big spike. It wasn't that high November of 21. It was right around there also. But so that, of course, will bring up our average construction costs now to $441,000 for new homes average. New home starts in June was 27, which is pretty average. And the new dwellings year to date, 192, which is kind of average, maybe a little bit lower than average. So that's page 1. Page 2, again, our monthly receipts are down a lot, 50% because of the comparing it to last June, because of the so much less commercial construction. Notice I numbered the pages this time. What a novel idea.
Yeah, it's pretty nifty.
Yes. Year-to-date receipts down to 21%. Page 4, breakdown of the projects in the villages and in the townships, residential permits that was. Page 5, bar graphs of the same. Page 6 is commercial permits issued. There was a pretty fair amount issued in June, but they were all pretty small. And page 7, of course, is also a breakdown of commercial. Gives the name and the value in the township. Other than that, we have been a month now without our longtime clerk. We're again in the process of hiring another clerk, and I hope that goes well. That other attempt didn't work out, but
You have it posted out there?
we've already extended to a new one, and she's already in the process of
Okay,
being
good.
hired. Yeah, hopefully we'll start end of this week, first of next week. So we think that'll be a good thing, and it'll help us out. Our residential review times are still hanging good at 3 to 4 days, and commercial at about 21 days. So we're doing all right. We just need to quit finding new ways to mess things up and, learn from those mistakes and move on. When it's true, we do need to get another person on our board, our local, what's that board called? Yeah, the Building Appeals Board. Now the state's also calling, asking. Rhonda's been asking me about it a couple of times over the month, and now the state's asking about it too. And I've reached out to some architects, but didn't get anywhere with them, so I just have to keep trying. Keep trying. The good thing is we have very few appeals. We have had no appeals in years. So, but still, we need to fill that board position.
And that has to be an architect?
I think we have a room for an architect and an engineer still open on that board. That's all I have.
Thank you so much, Richard.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Bethany Dentler from Economic Development.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Through the first 6 months of the year, we continue to see a lot of economic development activity. You heard Richard's report about 151, I believe, million in commercial capital investment. We probably are seeing another $30 to $40 million in machinery and equipment investments, which we also count towards capital investment. So we're about 180 million for the first half, which is a little bit below last year where we were at this time, which was about 200 million. But I would note, even though we're behind last year, it was a record year last year, but we are actually slightly ahead of where we were 2 years ago, mid-year. So we do continue to see a trend of a high number of companies that are interested in growing, but they do have more conservative investment and job creation plans. But we are expecting some good announcements before the end of the year. And we're seeing development projects in all corners of the county, and we're also currently working on expanding tax abatement zones in 2 different communities. And we're also working with a few companies on groundbreaking and ribbon cutting events coming up, so stay tuned. In terms of the unemployment rate, they continue to stay low. Looking at the first 5 months of the year, January through May, the average unemployment rate for Medina County is 3.5%. May itself was at 3.2%. And that's below the state May average of 3.6% and the U.S. average of 3.7%. I feel like somebody needs to give the unemployment reports because Bill Hannigan always used to give them. So just a couple other updates on our activities at Economic Development. In our workforce area, we finished up our Ways to Work pilot transit grant. It ran from last winter through June 30th of this year, and out of 89 applicants, we were able to provide transportation to 32 people to get them to work. 6 of those riders successfully graduated with their own transportation, which was the goal of the program. But I think given the numbers, there's still clearly a need for the program to continue, at least until Shannon can open up Flex Ride through the whole county. So we have transitioned that program to Community Action Wayne Medina, which had transportation in Wayne County, but not really in Medina County. And so because of some additional state funding that they were approved for, they will be able to continue that program and provide that service, which was the whole point of a pilot in the first place. In our pre-apprenticeship program, we enrolled 135 students in the program over the past school year. They participated in 11 soft skills training modules that allowed them to earn the necessary points for graduation. So our Economic Development Board was very supportive of that program continuing next year, and we secured grant funding that will not only allow us to expand the program curriculum and working with additional businesses, but it will actually fund probably around 200 bus trips of bringing students into the business community. So we're hoping to get that spread throughout the entire county. Our career coach program, I think I've reported before, Mitchell Bemke has met with 65 students for one-on-one coaching sessions over the past year to provide career guidance and presented his services to over 2,000 companies. He's also been meeting with businesses this summer to engage them in potential job shadowing and mentorship opportunities with the students that he'll be working with next year. He's also working with our local high schools to organize career expos, particularly in manufacturing and healthcare, for the coming school year. We also coordinated applications for the County Forward Fund Work Scholarship Program. We were able to award 17 $1,000 scholarships for Medina County graduates who are heading straight to work. So we're hoping to celebrate them at some events later this year. Our Recovery-Friendly Workplace Initiative, Economic Development Corporation, along with the commissioners, have endorsed that program. It's organized by Hope Recovery Community. The program encourages companies to seek training and to receive a designation as a recovery-friendly workplace to support their workforce recruitment and retention efforts. So we wanted to lead the way and not only endorse it, but actually go through the training. So we've been doing that. We finished up our second session, and we should have our own designation by the end of next month. For the Port Authority, we've reported this before, but the Port Authority, with the county's support, secured almost $1 million in brownfield grants from the state of Ohio. Most of those demolition projects are already complete, so we're now in the process of submitting for grant reimbursements. The Port Authority is also in a due diligence period for the sale of a 12-acre parcel in Innovation Park, so we'll be working with the county commissioners to complete that sale next month. And I'm really excited to give a couple of reports on the Convention and Visitors Bureau. Quick update on our bed tax revenues for Q1 and Q2 of this year have been the highest combined first half since the CVB started back in 1991. And historically, the third and fourth quarters yield even higher bed tax. So yes, the pandemic and tourism industry, or the travel and tourism industry has returned from pre-pandemic levels. But I also think that our new digital marketing campaigns are beginning to pay off. The data on this past year's response rate to our social media advertising is greatly outpacing the year before. And we're really looking forward to new activity with our newly restructured CVB board. Got organized this spring. We had our first board meeting as a new board in April, posted for the position of a new full-time executive CVB director in late May. We received a lot of great resumes from throughout the country. We held interviews in June and early July, and I'm thrilled to report, hopefully you saw the front page story this morning in the Gazette. We've selected Shannon Carter to be our new CVB director. Shannon has been with the Holmes County Chamber of Commerce and Tourism since 2019, most recently serving as the tourism marketing manager with Ohio Amish Country, where under her leadership, the region became the second highest tourist designation in the state of Ohio. So she did good things there, and I know she's going to do great things here. She holds a certificate from the Ohio Tourism Leadership Academy, which is a graduate program organized by the Ohio Travel Association. So she brings just a ton of expertise in digital marketing, group sales, bus tours, that kind of thing. She has family in Medina County, so she'll feel right at home here, and she plans to start with our CVB on August 14th. So we're really looking forward to bringing Shannon on board. A couple of events that we're looking ahead to. Our summer social at Blue Heron is being held this Thursday, July 20th. It is open to non-members. So, if you want to stop by, you'll have to get through my assistant because we've already called in the numbers, but hopefully we'll see you there this Thursday. In support of our manufacturing companies, we've arranged for a bus to take our Medina County manufacturers up to Cleveland to visit Magnet's new campus on Wednesday, August 9th in the morning. The visit to Magnet will feature a demonstration area of manufacturing equipment that's used for educating young people. So we're hoping by exposing our manufacturers to the resources there, they can partner with some of the students that we'll be matching them up with this year, and hopefully providing some real mentorship and education opportunities. So we still have some seats on the bus left, so if any of the commissioners are interested in joining us that morning, just let me know. Planning ahead for the fall, we have Made in Medina County Day scheduled for Friday, October 6th. Our staff is working on confirming with a number of manufacturing plants to open their doors to the public for factory tours. Once we get that schedule confirmed, we'll open that up for registration in mid to late August, but please save the date, and when we get the schedule available, we'd love to have you sign up for a few tours on that day. And we're also planning on a wrap-up event at the end of the day to celebrate our manufacturing community, which is very impactful on Medina County. Friday, October 20th marks the 20-year anniversary of the creation of the Port Authority by the Medina County Commissioners. So save that date for a celebratory open house in Suite 119. And finally, looking ahead to the fall, our Medina County Business Awards will take place on Thursday, October 26th in Westfield Center. So save that date as well.
Lots of dates.
Lots of dates.
Steve and Aaron will be attending your event Thursday. It's my father's 85th birthday, so
You are excused, Commissioner.
they will be representing this year.
Very good. Thank you much.
Very exciting news, though, about the director for CVB. I think that was a really good, great she was available. Great
Yep.
she has Medina County roots to bring her here and bring
Yes.
some of her expertise. So I'm excited about that.
She's
Great
very
resume.
she's very high energy, so I
Good.
think you'll enjoy getting to know her. All right,
Thank you so much. Okay, so we have a few commissioners' resolutions, and we have a resolution supporting the Stepping Up initiative to reduce the number of people with mental illness in jails.
Would you like me to read that?
I will.
Okay. I'm going to apologize in advance. This one's lengthy, but it's important, so hopefully I won't lose anybody. Whereas counties routinely provide treatment services to the estimated 2 million people with serious mental illnesses booked into jail each year, and whereas prevalence rates of serious mental illnesses in jails are 3 to 6 times higher than that for the general population, and whereas almost 3/4 of adults with serious mental illnesses in jails have co-occurring substance use disorders, and whereas adults with mental illnesses tend to stay longer in jail and upon release are at a higher risk of recidivism than people with these disorders, and whereas county jails spend 2 to 3 times more on adults with mental illnesses that require interventions compared to those without these treatment needs. And whereas, without the appropriate treatment and services, people with mental illnesses continue to cycle through the criminal justice system, often resulting in tragic outcomes for these individuals and their families. And whereas Medina County and all counties take pride in their responsibility to protect and enhance the health, welfare, and safety of its residents in efficient and cost-effective ways. And whereas Medina County has a robust system of care and law enforcement collaborations that help people stay out of jail by offering mental health and substance use disorder treatment. And whereas through Stepping Up, the National Association of Counties, the Council of State Governments, Justice Center, and the American Psychiatric Association Foundation are encouraging public, private, and nonprofit partners to reduce the number of people with mental illnesses in jails. Now, therefore, let it be resolved that the Medina County Commissioners do hereby recognize that the Medina County Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health ADAM Board sign on to the call to action to reduce the number of people with mental illnesses in our county jail, commit to sharing lessons learned with other counties in our state and across the country to support a national initiative and encourage all county officials, employees, and residents to participate in Stepping Up. We resolve to utilize the comprehensive resources available through Stepping Up to convene or draw on a diverse team of leaders and decision makers from multiple agencies committed to safely reducing the number of people with mental illnesses in jails, collect and review the prevalence numbers and assess individuals' needs to better identify adults entering jails with mental illnesses and their recidivism risk, and use that baseline information to guide decision-making at the system, program, and case levels. Examine treatment and service capacity to determine which programs and services are available in the county for people with mental illnesses and co-occurring substance use disorders, and identify state and local policy and funding barriers to minimizing contact with the justice system and providing treatment and supports in the community. Develop a plan with measurable outcomes that draws on the jail assessment and prevalence data and examination of available treatment and service capacity while considering identified barriers, implement research-based approaches that advance the plan, and create a process to track progress using data and information systems and to report on successes. In witness thereof, am I reading all that? Too?
Well, you can make
I need to
motion.
move that we approve that. Yeah, that's right. We haven't done it.
Second, roll.
Harrison?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Mr.
We did vote on that, but we do have Philip here as
Yes.
well to share a little bit about that.
Just
So
come up, and Brian's going to take your picture holding this beautiful certificate he made.
do you want to be in the middle?
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay. Okay. Great. It won't take as long as reading it did, that's for sure.
You want to comment?
So,
Thank you, Mr. Phillips.
yeah, so we could just share a little bit about the program that we just approved. We've been talking about it, and obviously, in the course of our discussions, I've learned that a lot of these things that we've talked about are best practices that Medina County is already engaged in. But fortunately, we've got the ADAM board who's kind of stepped up to coordinate the Stepping Up. And so Philip's here maybe to share a little bit more about the program.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So I'll keep it brief. I know you don't usually hear that from me, but I will. So the Stepping Up program, once again, is to reduce the number of individuals with mental illness in the jail. The good news is this is really the final piece. Over the last decade, through partnerships, collaborations, we've met or exceeded all of the requirements for this program. So, for example, they talk about having services validated assessments, certified treatment in the jail. We've been not only in a combination and coordination with the commissioners, the Adam Board, funded alternative paths. They've been in there providing treatment services, assessments, and such. Recently, through a partnership with Hope Recovery Community, we've added recovery supports, peers in there as well. There's diversion programs that exist, specialized dockets through the Common Police Court. They've been in existence for almost 8 years now. So we're really hitting. We have training and response. So outside of the jail, how do we train our law enforcement? For almost 15 to 20 years, we've been providing CIT training, crisis intervention training, where over 500 law enforcement officers have been certified through a collaboration of the sheriff as well as alternative paths and the Adam Board, so that when they go out in the community on a crisis call, if you will, they know and they're better equipped to handle it, as opposed to just the old days of, hey, we can't handle it, let's put them in jail, and then we can assess it later. So keeping them out of jail is what we're trying to do here. There's technical assistance resources. I think you've seen over the last how many years that the collaboration in Medina County with all the agencies that are involved is just, it's incredible at this point. And what we've been able to do is really accomplish a lot. This isn't, when individuals are in crisis, it's just not an Adam Board issue. It's a county issue. It's a county problem. So we try to put that all together. And then finally is there's 988 and there's crisis supports. We've been doing that for years. So those are really the bullet points that you have to hit. And as you'll see, as this progresses and we have it more formalized, we'll give you more specific examples as to, there's a lot of great work going on. I know we provided the commissioners with a sheet, a 3-page sheet of just all of the mental health, crisis supports, treatment, all that already is in existence. So we exceed. So really what this does is this is going to formalize it. It's going to make sure that people understand that Medina County is, they're a leader in this. And so I appreciate it and thank you for the resolution.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you, Philip.
So the time I saved, I can use for the next time?
Sure. Okay, we do also have a resolution approving the amended bylaws of the Medina County Home Advisory Council.
Move to approve.
Second, roll.
Harrison?
Yes.
Sweattick?
Yes. We also have a notice of a liquor permit filing. The commissioners received notice of a new liquor permit for JMJ Holdings Corporation doing business as Loggerheads, 2832 Abbeville Road, York Township, Medina, Ohio. This is for a D-class permit. So, D5 permit. So we just had to give notice of that. So next up, do we have any public comments? Okay. Next up, we have discussion session. Chris, do you have anything? I do. Bethany? Jeremy? Oh,
I feel like it's been a while.
it has.
Just wanted to discuss a little bit about certifications coming up. Next week, I'm hoping to have a resolution ready to go enabling the certification of delinquent utility bills in excess of $100 that we have through July 15th. Most likely these would be certified by a little after August 15th. We're working with the auditor and the treasurer on that. So our preliminary numbers look like about $791,000 for those certifications. As people pay bills within the next month, that number will go down. But just wanted to give you a heads up on that. And then also I've been working on the request for qualifications for the Chippewa treatment plant. So we're getting close to getting ready to do a resolution authorizing to advertise for qualifications for engineering firms to help with that design. So well, those are the 2 items.
That's it.
All right.
Thank you so much. Linda Hoffman, do you have anything?
Thank you.
Okay, who else? Kara? Oh, Brian does. Sorry, Brian.
And Steve?
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
Steve and I are here this morning to speak to you on behalf of the county employees who participated in the custom leadership training program that you offered through Leadership Medina County. And we would like to express our gratitude for providing us with that opportunity to partake in the 12-month program over this past year. Some highlights from our class. Topics included leading with emotional intelligence, leading with empathy and perspective, promoting leadership through communication, diagnosing situations, including making multiple tough interpretations, self-awareness and self-advocacy, handling conflict resolution and negotiation, intervening skillfully, change management, and multi-generational leadership. Additionally, we were provided with the tools and skills necessary to be effective leaders. Some of these included the Clifton Strength Finder, where we each learned our personal strengths, vulnerabilities, and triggers, and as well as the DISC assessment, where we learned our personality profiles and how to better communicate with others having different personality profiles than our own. Last month, 22 county employees completed the Custom Leadership Training Program. Prior to participating in this program, I never considered myself much of a leader, but on our first day, we all learned that anybody can be a leader anytime, anywhere, and that has really stuck with me. And not only have I discovered more about myself after participating in this program, I also saw a positive impact that it's had on my colleagues. And if this program were to be offered to future county employees, I would strongly encourage those who are interested to take advantage of this leadership training program. Thank you again for this awesome opportunity.
Thank you. Did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I don't know if I would have had this opportunity in any other county, so I wanted to say thank you for that. And I would text Debbie Kiley, my director, every month and just say, hey, thanks again for allowing me to be part of this. And some of my classmates would say, stop being a brown noser. But I don't think I ever got to thank the commissioners for allowing us to do it. And I know Commissioner Hambley was very involved in that too.
Yes.
So thank you all for allowing us to do that. Again, I don't know that we would have had the opportunity to get all of us together, the 22 of us together, and get to do that. I think it really was able to forge relationships with folks that I don't get to see every day, different departments, and we were able to do that and be part of that. And I actually look forward to be parting. I'm interested in the signature class as well, to step up and just do something different. We appreciate the custom-made program for us and the leaders. And again, to echo Brian's sentiments, I would encourage to allow others to do that again in the county. So thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Aaron, do you have anything?
No, I do not.
Nothing from NOACA?
Not today. Not just yet. We're still working on some things. Actually, I did send an email this morning related to the discussion sessions. We are trying to get those squared away to have some folks from NOACA come down to talk climate action plan. But no immediate updates aside from that.
Okay. I will entertain a motion to adjourn. We have no executive session today, so.
Move to adjourn.
Second. Roll. Harrison?
Yes.
Sweaty.
Yes. All right, we'll see you all next week. Stan, I have your book.